one other item also that you guys just passed around and signed.
Okay. I'll just read 5A real quick, and this is that motion to approve L's Asphalt for the amount of $12,000 for an additional construction of Northwest Park Path, and to approve budget amendment 2020-005 funds provided from Act 51 local roads, non-motorized improvements.
Mr. Chairman, so I sent an email around. This was a kind of an afterthought of mimicking what we did at Lucinda Burns, which is essentially create a pathway completely around the playscape area. It allows parents with multiple kids to kind of walk the path and keep their eye on the smaller kids in the playground. So when we were designing this in February, we weren't sure of a lot of things, including exactly where the playscape was going to go. So here we are, after going out there this past weekend. We thought it would be a good add-on to include if the council's in favor of it.
Is there any discussion on that one? Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have one other. There's a proclamation I'm going to read tomorrow. This is of a young man that took it upon himself to actually spend the entire summer as part of his Eagle Scout program finding, locating, identifying, and restoring the area around all of the stone markers in Heritage Park, and then creating a directory. So,
which he gave to the Historical Society.
he has created a really nice directory. I like that. He has been invited and will be here tomorrow with his mother. I'll forward you the digital copy of that, but there's you guys can pass that around. I believe there are over 300 of them that he lifted, cleaned, put new ground around it, and tried to restore them back to their original condition over the course of the summer. Benjamin Wetzel.
And if he had found a stone that there was no tree next to it, like say it was a maple, sugar maple, they picked up that stone and found another sugar maple and put it next to the sugar maple. That's what whoever had purchased that.
Yeah, the tree wanted to mine it.
And are we doing that anymore at all?
Yeah.
We haven't in a long time, Councilman. Quite honestly, I knew there were, I thought there were 50 to 100 out there. As it turns out, there's 300.
There's a lot more than that,
It's
yeah.
not just Heritage Park, they're all over.
Yeah, pretty amazing task that this young man took on.
Well, that's pretty cool. I learned a lot. A guy I was in the Army with actually became a Eagle Scout when I wasn't really a Boy Scout. But that's a pretty long process, and it's a hard, tedious thing. And
Teenage boys can
Yeah,
do a lot of
it's
things with their time in the summer, so the
That's
fact
good
that
to
he chose this is pretty cool.
The records that the Historical Society had on where they were placed was unbelievable. They were all handwritten notes with just receipts copied, and that it was just a mess. So him doing this really helps out the Historical
Well,
Society.
you know what people say, kids these days, they don't do anything, they're no good. It's just the bad ones that they see. There's a lot more good ones.
There are
Some people just like to focus on the negative.
also true. So this young man, I thought you guys would like to share his story, and I thought it was worth bringing forward. So if you're okay, we'd like to have him and his mother here tomorrow and recognize him for what he did. And we will also, it is our goal to include the story in the Taylor Today and try to encourage other young men to take, and women to take the initiative and get more involved.
Sure. All right. Do you have anything else, Mayor?
That's it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Takes us to item 6 is a motion to approve the first reading of case number 19-23. Proposed amendment to Article 8.0 entitled Industrial Districts, table numbers as read, of an Article 2.8, the renumbering and remainder of the section as attached. Mrs. Bell.
Through the chair, this is just an amendment to Appendix A of the Code of Ordinances. The code was adopted on April 17th of 2018, and this is in support of that. And what it does, it designates the uses to go in the I-1 and the I-2 zoning classifications. It adds the locations and regulations, and it also updates definitions that are associated with the Planning Commission has recommended approval.
I have one question.
Sure.
What is a marijuana micro-business?
I had the same question. That's more of a Greco question.
Okay. I can reach out to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
see if we can get an answer and just send it to everybody,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's item number 2 under marijuana use service.
Right, because it almost sounds like people's houses, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Like what they're trying, it almost sounds like people's houses to me, which is really what's going on now anyways. Right.
The answer he gave me was it's the micro businesses is like marijuana retailers, it's along the same lines of that.
Okay.
But that
There
definition,
actually is a definition, I'm sorry, in B number 2, marijuana micro business means a person licensed to cultivate not more than 150 marijuana plants, process and package marijuana, and sell or otherwise transfer marijuana to individuals who are 21 years of age or older, or to a marijuana safety compliance facility, but not to other marijuana establishments.
Is that like a caregiver license?
Yeah, that's, I saw the definition, but I guess I need, you
Yeah,
know,
they
English.
just can't,
Right.
they're not moving bulk quantities to these big warehouses and what have you, it's a smaller retail shop. When you said microbrewery, that's pretty much what you're looking at.
Okay.
A smaller size facility that still can sell, just they can't in turn sell it to a big facility.
But that also has to be 1,000 feet away from any
Well, I don't know where,
residential
I
entity.
can't tell you
Well,
what,
I'm
I'm
just
not
saying,
good on
I
the
don't-
distance.
Well, then that can
Street front
be
thing.
with, you know, what we allow, how many sales places, 2 sales places, right? So that's all that should be allowed to sell marijuana in the city, correct?
My understanding.
Okay.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think we approved micro businesses, so I don't know why it's isolated in this document if it's not isolated in the ordinance. It's almost like it's establishing a different type of business, which we didn't vote to approve.
That, to the chair, that business is defined also in the state statute, and this kind of is referring back to the state, that's where the definitions come from the state statute.
We have a definition area of the ordinance that does include it, and we did say how many of each business type that we would approve, and micro businesses isn't one of them, so if it fits into something we've already approved, so be it, but I don't know why planning would have a definition that the ordinance that was approved.
Well, I guess that was my concern too, because if we have 2 facilities, I don't want this to be an open door for a tobacco place, says, well, I'm gonna start selling marijuana now. Technically, they should not be allowed to do that. Only 2 facilities in this city should be allowed to sell marijuana over the counter, correct?
That's
Correct.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah, I think-
within the I1, I2.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, but within the I-1 and I-2, but still within, I think it was 1,000 feet of
Yeah,
a
there's-
church, school,
yeah, there's- it's
Right,
on your
pawn
But
side.
shop.
I
I
mean,
can't
it's not a
remember.
street front someplace else.
That is correct, right. And I don't know what this is, but I'll reach out to Dave and ask him to send a,
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like the revised ordinance with, you know, how I have the changes, but I'd like to see the actual ordinances, how it would be read, you know, after these changes are in it.
well,
If possible.
these,
This is
I
separate,
believe-
that's what this is.
yeah, I believe these changes are consistent with the ordinance. So remember, the ordinance, the city council passed an ordinance, the 2 readings, and then it had the zoning in it, and then that was sent to planning, which they concurred, and now it comes back to city council.
Okay.
So we can get you the copy. I think, Cindy, you have it on the books, right, the final draft?
So we voted on it, it went to planning, and now it's coming back to us?
Planning just,
Only for the zoning.
Okay.
they approve the zone.
Right.
Just
Okay.
recommend that it goes to city council. They don't
Yeah,
actually
prior
approve it,
to
city
this,
council approves
the
it.
no marijuana uses were, according to the zoning ordinance, allowed in the I-1 or I-2, because the ordinance states that they're not listed here, they're prohibited.
Right.
So this is to list them in I-1 and I-2.
Tim, that's kind of where my comments were coming from. If it's gonna mirror it, you would think the definitions would be the same. Businesses would be defined as the same, you know, provisioning center or processor is in the ordinance, but micro business isn't. And I just want to make sure that this isn't creating a new type of business that council didn't approve when the ordinance was approved.
But even if it did, we won't even approve the one facility, so that couldn't even come into play.
So why would we vote on this tomorrow if it's something that can't be addressed?
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't, did we put in for all these facilities? Did we do a safety compliance facility?
Yeah, we did 2 sales places, I think, 3
more.
grow operations,
Transport?
a quality thing, and then a transport. That was in, I don't
What about that
remember.
packaging?
It's not in the
What would that
ordinance, it
fall
wouldn't
under?
be in the
That's just
planning
business,
document.
because if there's no marijuana on the
Okay.
premises, it's just a packaging.
Like 7 different things here.
Mr. Chairman, I suspect that's kind of what Charlie's saying, is that the planning created the zoning, in the event the ordinance ever gets amended to accept the micro business. But I did reach out to Dave just now, and he said he'll email it over, so we'll get it to you before tomorrow.
Okay.
But that does lead to another, I don't know if we want to get into it in this, but you got a short agenda, everybody's probably looking to go home soon. We do have kind of a legal challenge at times with this, Chief, what is the 72 plant, the caregiver?
Right.
Okay.
Carrier, yes, they do 12 plants from us and then 5 other additional individuals, that equals your 72.
That kind of becomes our greatest challenge because,
There's no way we're gonna ever be able to enforce that. That's
well,
what I
even
said
if,
last time.
no, it's not even enforcing it. There is no real enforceability to it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we
Statewide.
put it
We don't
in
even
our
know where
ordinance, when they can
Well,
legally
sometimes
close
you just
72
tell
in
them,
their
but
basement.
when you're trying to, you're like,
I do, right?
Yeah. They're kind of,
Yeah.
like, you know, the state, or the medical marijuana card, the 12 plant, those are regulated by the state, and, you know, you generally have an idea of where those are showing up. But the 72 plant one is the one that becomes more difficult, because they're in more obscure locations, industrial buildings, or you don't necessarily know where they're at. So, you know, those are becoming somewhat of a challenge.
But they're legal. That's the thing.
Here's the other
Yeah.
kicker, we go out in places like these 2 that I have on my sheet right in front of me, people are growing in their backyard. Well, the courts now in Wayne County have said as long as it's a fenced yard, it doesn't have to be obscured,
Right.
it's security.
Right.
Because they used to say a
Yeah, you can
secured
grow
facility,
plants.
they're growing them in their backyard, and there's not a darn thing that we can do about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did find an abandoned home
Even
with
if it's
one.
above the 6-foot fence and then the neighbors see it?
Doesn't matter if people can
If
see it,
it
as
comes
long as it's
over,
clear.
if it comes over, they can